Welcome back to the first edition of, so many things happen during the weekends when I ride that I thought, why not create a series of videos where I talk about what went down during the weekend. So this is the first edition of Weekend Wrap. Well, before we get going on to the topics of the day, please like and subscribe. And if it's your first time on this channel, we talk about many different topics, mainly cycling, of course, but we sometimes do some repair on bikes. I do some product reviews, and then from time to time, I give some coaching advice and things like that. So if those things interest you, please like and subscribe, and please hit that notification bell so you know when I've posted another video. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple of things today, and the first thing is, this last Saturday, I did my final ride to achieve 1 million feet of climbing for 2021. And this was an important goal for me because last year during COVID, it was absolutely bananas in my store, and there was many days I could not get out to ride. I still ended up with 900,000 feet of climbing for the year, but I had to slog it out multiple days in a row and multiple 10,000 foot climbing days in a row. So anyway, 2021, still busy, but not as crazy as it was in 2020 during the lockdown. So I achieved my goal on December the 4th. And now for the next 27 days, I guess I'll just ride easy and not have to worry about how much climbing I'm getting every day. And then the second thing I want to show on this video is during the off season, I pick up a lot of coaching clients. And there's one client in particular that I'm working with on descending. And for some reason, descending comes really easy to me. And I like to be able to teach other people how to descend. So without any further ado, let's get on with the video. And, please be kind. She is a work in progress and a sponge. She's a very, very good pupil. And so please be kind. If you're going to make some comments, please make them encouraging at the very least. Okay, let's roll the tape. When you have more than one bike in your quiver, you sometimes have to choose your favorite of your favorites. And this one here, this is a Thomasini stainless steel full custom bike, and this Columbus XCR tubing is drawn specifically and exclusively for Thomasini. And if you don't know about Columbus XCR tubing, it is a tube that is not welded, so it's extruded just that way. All those tubes have a special profile to them. And again, these are the head wheels that you've seen in the unboxing. So I ride what I talk about on my videos, and I ride high-end stuff, but it's very reliable stuff. This is the weather for the day, and it's December, so you can expect some cooler weather, but the sun always comes out in San Diego. And of course, Helen is taking the opportunity during this little flat repair to put on some additional sunblock. And Juan there is doing the gentlemanly thing of repairing the flat tire for Barbara, who's right there on the left. This is the bottom of Starvation Mountain, and I was having some shifting issues, and I wanted to make sure I could get to my climbing cog because there's a lot of 20% pitches on this one. Check out this view. And I didn't take a picture at the top. I just can't believe I didn't. But that isn't the top. That's just starting off the climb. And this is at the top, and we're all smiling. And this is our first stop. So 5 hours into the ride, almost 8,000 feet of climbing. And I love my Danishes when I'm out on the bike. Some people, they want to eat clean. That's great. But when you're on the bike, give the body what it craves. And in this case, I craved a Danish. This is the big ride that put me up and over. About 90 miles, 10,000 feet. This is This is the kind of riding I like to do, about 6-7 hours in the saddle. Lots of squiggly lines. You see all that green stuff? That's all the steep pitches in this area. And the way to get 10,000 feet in 90 miles is you got to climb steep stuff. That's Starvation Mountain there at about mile 50, and then a bunch of other rolling stuff. So I'm on the left, Barbara in pink, and Lori. So all three of us got to 1,000,000 feet this year. Helen is up and coming. We'll see what she does this year. This is a road called Highland Valley Road, and very, very curvy road with lots of steep pitches. You can see that 9% warning sign there, but this is a work in progress. We've done a lot of theoretical work, off the bike, leaning, pedal up, do this, do that, but nothing beats on the road experience. So we have to get out on the road and do it. And here I'm yelling out brake before the turn, but she didn't, and she overshot the double yellow, and that kind of wrecked her confidence for the rest of this descent. But I kept barking out the instructions, but here she should be all the way to the left next to that yellow line, and then dive in here to this white line, come back out to the double yellow, and then dive in here along the fog line, the white line, and then flare out a little bit, center yourself again, and then boom, dive into the right, and then flare out again. Now she should be all the way over to the yellow line. Straighten this out, and now when it's time to make this left-hander, of course, Murphy's Law, a car comes by because they're so impatient here. But here you go, you dive, and you have to be close to this double yellow line. She's out of sorts now, all the way over. And then here, back to the white line, and here back to the yellow line. So back to the white line, and that's how you descend, and that's how you get down a hill quickly. So we pulled over here at there's a little dirt lot here. We pulled over so I could show her on the video how, what things she could correct. So now this is the second run that we're doing. And you could see a little bit of improvement. But the thing I want to get across to my viewing public, and Jeanette as well, is that the principles I'm teaching about out and in, these things won't become as evident to you until you pick up your speed. If you're trying to do these techniques at a slower speed, it's going to feel awkward, and it's going to feel, well, like the bike's unstable. But look here. So a little bit better, but she should still be closer to the white line. And here, back out to the yellow line, back to the white line. Here, all the way next to this yellow line. That's where she should be. And she shouldn't flare out until about here, so that, boom, she can dive in there. So that was very good. But here, back over to the yellow line, back over to the white line. And then, as we're coming up to this last left-hander, you really, really have to focus, and you really, really have to be all the way over to the right, white line, I should say, to the right on the white line, and then dive in towards the double yellow at the apex of the turn, which is the point right about there she should be, and that's pretty good. And then flare a little bit to the right so she can hug that white line, but come right back to the double yellow, and then come back here. And here I'm yelling at her to release the brakes and just flow through this last part, because there's no more turns really coming. This is just an opportunity to just flow through. But anyway, That's descending. This is just one of many, and this is just a tiny little 1 mile descent. And I chose this one because we're able to go up, down, and up, down a few times. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for your time and your attention. And I hope to be doing these a lot more often. The weekend wrap. This is a wrap, and we will see you up the road.